my name is Tom Sawyer. I don't want to be no doctor or no lawyer. Fishing by the river, that's the only place to be. I want to be free sitting under a tree, that's me. Tom Sawyer, me and Unc Finn just playing by the river, chasing that steamboat teacher, let me be. I wanna be free sitting under a tree. That's me!
Yesterday was one of the most exciting days ever in St. Pete. It was the day my new friend, Mr. Arthur O'Connor, flew into town in his balloon and crash-landed on Cardiff Hill. Lucky for me, he spent the night as our house guest. And today, I've made up my mind that I'm going to get Arthur to take me for a ride in that there balloon.
Morning, Miss Mary.
Morning, Jim.
Pardon me, Miss Mary, but is that fella still asleep?
Who, Arthur?
Yes'm, if that's the man that come flying into town in that contraption.
I think he still may be asleep. He was really banged up when he landed, so it's a good thing he's resting comfortably. Oh, Jim, pick me some tomatoes and cucumbers.
Right away.
Why don't we just wake him up?
He's bound to wake himself up, so let's hurry and get dressed. The fact is, last night I dreamed I was flying in a balloon high above the ground, and at one point I got out to walk on the clouds. They were as soft as marshmallows and tickled my feet when suddenly I fell through and began falling to earth. As always happens in flying dreams, I woke up just before hitting the ground, and that convinced me I had nothing to fear about flying.
We really should let him sleep.
I know that. Can't wait to hear some more of those stories of his.
I sure never heard more exciting ones.
We just have to wait a little longer, that's all. Darn.
Here you are, Miss Mary.
Well, thank you very much, Jim. I think Mr. Arthur will really enjoy this.
Ma'am?
What?
I don't know how to say this, but a lot of the people are saying that fella is the very devil himself.
Why, that's unbelievable.
Well, I don't believe it, ma'am, but that's what folks is saying.
Well, he's not. Arthur is an engineer who designs balloons for the Army.
That may be, ma'am, but he did come flying in from the sky, you know.
He flew in a balloon. My word, isn't though he had wings on his back. He can't fly on his own.
That right? I hear tell that somebody saw the wings on his back and him flying through the air.
That is untrue, and whoever said it is a liar.
Oh, well.
Come on, Tom, let me try him on too.
Huh? Keep quiet, otherwise you'll wake him up.
If you let me use them, I'll keep quiet.
Stop!
Tom,
Let
come
go.
on, Tom, give
Cut
them
it
to
out.
me.
No, Sid!
Yes!
All right, here.
I can't see a thing!
Here, let me.
Why'd you do that? Whoops.
Morning, guys.
Oh, it's your fault we woke him up. Good morning, Arthur.
Yeah, good morning.
You get a good night's sleep?
Sure did. Your bed's really comfortable.
Glad you like it.
Yeah, but I don't want to overstay my welcome, so I'm going to have to find another place to stay tonight. That way you can have your bed back.
But I don't want to sleep in my bed. I want you to sleep in it. I really don't mind.
Oh, boy.
Besides that, Mary will be very disappointed if you leave.
Oh.
Anyway, you promised to tell us more about traveling and balloons and all that stuff about flying and Chicago, too.
Arthur, you gotta stay. It's not every day we get a visitor from as far away as Chicago.
I sure don't want my being here to be a burden on you and your family, but if you're insisting...
As far as I'm concerned, you can stay here as our house guest as long as you like.
For a week or even a month.
Or even a whole year.
There you are. You know you're welcome to stay with us as long as you need, because we're happy to have you, Mr. O'Connor.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll be glad to accept, and I'm grateful for your hospitality.
Oh,
Yay!
boy!
How about that? How about that?
When do you suppose they'll come for you?
I have no way of knowing. Maybe tomorrow or the day after, or maybe even later, Mary.
Huh? They might be here that soon.
Well, I imagine that would be the earliest.
If they're coming all the way from Chicago, surely it will take them a little longer.
Of course, you're probably right, but then again, I'm only guessing.
I guess you must have sent for the army to get the balloon, huh?
Sure did.
It's awful big. How do you think they'll carry it?
Well, in a wagon, I guess.
Arthur, I was just wondering. You think you could take us up in it? Just once, I mean, before they come and take it away.
That might be impossible, Tom. I'd have to check it out a lot closer to tell.
Oh. But you will take a look at it, won't you?
Why, I don't know. I really hadn't thought about it, but I can't think of a good reason why I should.
Why, so you can fix it up and make it fly again.
Even fixed up, I couldn't fly it back to Chicago, understand?
But it could work good enough to take us up in it.
Now, Thomas.
And besides, I told you yesterday it can be pretty dangerous to go up in a balloon. You have to realize that if you fell from a height of over 40 feet, you could be seriously injured, maybe killed.
But hot air balloons don't really crash, do they? I mean, I thought they just floated down to the ground.
Well, from my experience, I must say that possibility is remote, but not out of the question. I might still have been killed.
Which reminds me, Arthur, you should come into the office to see Dr. Mitchell for a checkup and have your bandages changed.
Thanks for the reminder, I will.
Arthur, if you do get it up again, you won't forget about me, will you?
Tom, didn't you hear Mr. O'Connor say it's dangerous? Besides, he's not even sure the thing can fly. Now stop being a pest.
If you ever do get it to fly again, I still want to go with you. I don't care if it's dangerous.
Thomas, that's enough of that.
Arthur, I'm not afraid. I really want to fly in that balloon.
You really mean that, don't you, Tom?
I want to go fly more than anything I've ever wanted in my whole life.
Tom!
Yes'm.
Do you really think you can get the balloon to fly again all by yourself?
I really don't know for sure. But as badly as Tom wants to go up in it, I gotta give it a try. I'm not about to disappoint him if I can help it.
But once you're aloft, wouldn't the same thing happen as before? Wouldn't you be at the mercy of the winds, and there's no telling what direction you'd fly in?
Not necessarily. That's one mistake I'll try not to let happen again.
We wouldn't have met if you hadn't made that mistake.
I never quite thought of it in that way.
Well, I certainly have.
Now that you mention it, we'd still be strangers if it hadn't have been for that wind.
Oh,
Arthur, wait a second. Are you headed for Dr. Mitchell's office right now?
Oh, not exactly, Tom. As a matter of fact, I was just telling Mary I was thinking of going over to check out the balloon, Tom.
Good idea. The sooner you get it fixed, the sooner we can go flying.
Well, I'm not even sure it can be fixed, but I'm going to take a good look.
But you gotta fix it, Arthur. You just gotta.
That's the fifth.
huh? I'm sorry, Dr. Mitchell. Did you just say something?
Of course I did. I said that was the fifth one.
I'm sorry. What do you mean by that?
You mean to tell me you have no idea what I'm talking about?
No.
Mary, that was the fifth heavy sigh you've breathed today.
That's impossible.
Come now, Mary. What is it that's troubling you?
Sir?
Anything wrong? Because if there is, I think I might be able to help.
No. Nothing's wrong.
Couldn't prove it by me. Of course, it's none of my business, but I've been watching you mope around here all morning like a sick calf, and I hear these heaving sighs. Ooh, yes, that's it.
I really can't imagine what you're talking about, Doctor.
Well, I'll tell you. I think you might be in love, but of course that's just a guess. But a good one. I'm talking about the young fellow who crash-landed near here in the balloon.
What? I can't imagine how you could think such a thing. I admit he's an attractive young man, but after all, I only met him yesterday.
Wouldn't make the slightest difference if you met him 10 seconds ago. It's called love at first sight. And unless I miss my guess, he's going to be returning to Chicago. There, you did it again. Yet again? Anyway, it's about time the young man came in for his appointment.
Oh?
I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him walk through that door at any moment now.
In order to fill up the balloon, we had to carry ropes high up into the trees and then hoist the balloon into place over the fire. Huck and me volunteered to do it because we climb trees better than anybody.
Hey, Tom, that'll do it right there. Oh, Huck. Hey, Huck. That's far enough. Now just wrap the rope around the limb like I showed you. Okay, start pulling her up easy. Okay, go. Easy. Don't rush it. And make sure you keep it even. Good, you're both doing fine. Just keep pulling down evenly.
It was a big job, but we were taking the first step to get the balloon a-flying again, and I couldn't wait, and neither could Huck from the way he was working. One thing's for certain, pulling that big old balloon up was mighty hard work. To lighten my load, I pretended I was pulling in the biggest catfish ever caught along the Mississippi, and that made it a little easier. Then Huck, for all his straining, managed to yell at me from the other tree saying he thought the balloon was shaped like a funny-looking pumpkin, and I guess I had to agree. For me, though, that balloon was an opportunity for the adventure of a lifetime. I just knowed in my bones that sometime real soon I was gonna realize what it was like to fly as free as the birds, and that just set my heart a-thumping.
Tom, tie her down right there. Huck, that's good. When you finish, come on down. Huck, be sure to make the knots good and tight. Well, we're ready to fix it.
Yay!
Ooh. Hey, Arthur, how about flying her now?
Well, we gotta fill her up with warm air first, and you can help me out. Everybody scatter and try to find as much firewood as you can.
Sure
Coming right up,
Ben, I'll help you.
You're about to go up.
You're certainly binding him up carefully.
You really think so? Arthur, if it's too tight, let me know.
It's fine.
How are the repairs coming on the balloon? Is it ready to fly yet?
I can't tell yet. The kids just started a bonfire to fill the balloon up with some hot air.
I would imagine they're all extremely eager to help.
Especially since I'd promised I'd take them all up for a ride.
There, that should do it. Dr. Mitchell, I'm finished bandaging.
Well, let's take a look. That's fine.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Mitchell. I can't tell you how much I appreciate everything you've done for me since I landed here.
Not so fast. I want to see you again tomorrow. That wound could still get infected.
Right.
Very well. Till tomorrow.
Well, I guess I'll see you again tomorrow. I have to go back out to Cardiff Hill now.
Good day.
Take care.
Mary, I don't think we're going to have any more patients today, so why don't you take the rest of the day off?
Huh?
Do it. I won't mind. He is going away soon, you know.
Arthur, wait for me.
If you think you'd enjoy it, Mary, you can come along for a ride, too.
Oh, I'd like to, Arthur. Really, I would. I'm too frightened.
There's nothing to be afraid of. I'll ride with you in the balloon.
But to be so high up in the air, the very thought frightens me to death.
Isn't there anything I can say to change your mind?
I'm afraid not.
Hey, Huck, bring a couple more pieces of wood, will you?
You got it, Tom.
Huck, careful. If we caught the balloon on fire, we'd really be in trouble.
Sorry.
We want to fill the balloon with hot air so it can rise, but we don't want to burn it up.
I don't get how that makes it fly.
Physics, remember?
Whatever that is.
Hey, Huck, I got a question for you. If Arthur gets this thing flying today, would you be afraid to go up in it?
You're darn tootin' I'd be afraid. Wouldn't you be too?
Not at all.
Ha! Listen to the big daredevil here.
Oh, yeah, I'm not afraid.
I bet Becky wouldn't want to go up in that thing.
I wouldn't want to go up by myself, but if others went, I would.
Oh? Who would you want to go with you?
Well, Thomas, maybe?
Ow! Phew, that was close.
How many people do you figure can ride in this thing, Tom?
I don't know. Would depend on how big the people were and how much they weighed, wouldn't it?
That makes a lot of sense, but somehow it just doesn't seem possible to me that heating up the air inside the balloon could lift anybody very high at all.
Doesn't make sense, but it's true. Let's add a little more kindling to the fire.
Oh, that's plenty of kindling, Tom. After all, don't you remember Arthur saying not to make the fire too big?
I'm not making it too big, and didn't Arthur put me in charge?
Reckon that's true, Ben. Tom would be the last one to want anything to happen to it. You can bet the farm on that.
Hey, look, everybody, Arthur's coming.
Looks like your cousin's coming with him, Tom.
Arthur, look, there's a whole crowd of children gathered around the balloon.
And look at the fire they've started and all that firewood. It sure didn't take them long to do everything I told them.
Isn't it wonderful? They all must have worked very hard to get everything ready so quickly.
I've got to admit, it looks like the balloon is in very good shape. I'd better get on over there and tell them what to do next. Hey, everybody, how's it going? From the looks of things, you've all done a great job.
Gee, thanks.
That fire's just the right size.
Pretty good, huh?
How long before we get to take her up?
Doesn't look like there are any leaks or holes. When I'm sure she's sound. But right now, it doesn't look like there'll be any problem at all.
Well then, Arthur, let's take her up for a test run right now.
Not so fast. Let's keep the fire going and the balloon inflated, and if everything works as well as it has so far, we might fly her tomorrow.
What? We can fly tomorrow?
Just wait a minute, everybody. Hold on a second now. You have to keep the fire burning and also keep a close eye on the tie-down ropes. Otherwise, this balloon will fly off and there'll be no rides for anyone.
Mary! Mary! Did you hear that? Isn't that great news? We can go up flying tomorrow.
Just because the balloon is ready to fly doesn't necessarily mean you'll be riding in it.
Why not?
Mama won't let you.
Then I'll just ride without telling her anything about it.
But I won't let you fly either.
But why, Mary?
You might be injured or killed.
Arthur's going up in the balloon, too. Don't you care whether he gets killed or not? Don't worry, Mary. Good gosh, a balloon doesn't crash land like a rock. I know you're concerned about me, but I just gotta.
I will not approve of your going up in that balloon.
Huh?
I don't want to hear any more about it.
I don't care whether you approve or not. I'm going up anyway. You hear me?
Now you listen to me, young man. Wait, Tom!
You. Excuse me.
Mr. Connor. Come on in. I know it was a far piece. I appreciate you coming in so quickly.
I came as soon as I got your message, Sheriff. What can I do for you?
Well, sir, the reason I called you in is this. It's been brought to my attention you plan on flying your balloon tomorrow. I'd appreciate it if you'd reconsider.
What's that?
I'm asking you not to fly that balloon tomorrow. I want you to keep it tied down till the Army officials arrive to take it away.
But why? What's wrong with flying the balloon?
I'm ashamed to say it, but the fact of the matter is, well, the folks in St. Pete believe that flying's the work of the devil.
That's ridiculous.
Maybe so, Mr. O'Connor. But remember, St. Pete's a mighty small town, and the idea of a man flying around in the air is mighty hard for people to swallow, if you catch my drift.
But I'm just a man like anyone else. Anybody can see that.
Maybe not anybody. Truth of the matter is, folks around here aren't sure what you are, Mr. O'Connor.
Nonsense.
A kidnapper, that's what some folks think you are. That you're after their children.
Sheriff, I assure you I'm no kidnapper.
Frankly, sir, I don't know what to think.
But how could you even suspect me? I haven't done anything.
Well, didn't you tell a lot of the kids you'd take them up for a ride in the balloon?
Yes, but
Well, if a strong wind comes up and you lose control, what happens then?
I don't believe that could happen, Sheriff Collins.
Come on, Mr. O'Connor, you can't be sure of that. You're the one who's blown all the way here from Chicago because you had no way of steering or guiding that balloon. No denying that now, is there? Besides which, I have no way of knowing whether or not you're telling the truth, do I?
I am.
You are not going to fly that balloon. And furthermore, sir, you are not to allow the children to go anywhere near it.
That ought to hold it. Everything's set now. We'll be ready to fly tomorrow.
I might go along after all.
Huck, I can't think of anyone I'd rather fly with.
Hey, there's Arthur.
Oh.
She's all set to fly tomorrow, Arthur. Huck says he wants to go too.
Go and fetch some buckets of water. We have to extinguish the fire at once.
You mean we're all through testing it?
We're not going to fly it at all. That's what I mean.
What?
You heard me. Put out the fire. I won't be taking her up tomorrow, Tom. In fact, I may never fly her again.
But Arthur! A couple of days ago, I'd never even seen a hot air balloon, so I didn't know what I was missing. Now all I could think about was flying like a bird. But it looks like I've missed my one and only chance. I thought tomorrow I was gonna be soaring through the air, higher than the highest cloud. Instead, it looks like it's gonna be the lowest day of my life.
These are the stories of Tom Sawyer. Me and Unc Finn just playing by the river, chasing that steamboat teacher, let me be. I wanna be free sitting under a tree. That's me!